Welcome to Design Code Debug Repeat. My name is Maggie, and I'll be your host for this quiz. This quiz will help you test your knowledge, find your weak areas, and retain more. This is the Lesson 1 Python quiz. The topics being quizzed are numeric and string data types, variables, literals, naming rules and conventions, input, arithmetic, the math library, order of operations, type conversions, output, in-program documentation, and string formatting. Let's put 10 seconds on the clock, and remember, you can always pause the video and take your time if a question has you stumped. There are 20 questions. The first 10 are worth 1 point each. Question 1. In the line of code x equals 5, what data type is x? Is it A, int, B, float, C, string, or D, impossible to tell? The data type is A, int. We know this because the value being assigned to x is an integer, a whole number with no decimal part. Question 2. In this block of code, #, assign a value to x equals 5 asterisk y. Which symbols are literals? Is it A, x and y, B, y only, C, assign a value to x, or D, 5? The literal is D, 5. A literal is an expression that literally evaluates to what you type. 5 literally evaluates to 5. Question 3. Which of the following is not a valid Python variable name? Is it A, 1 address, where 1 is a digit, B, address 1, again, where 1 is a digit, C, address underscore 1, where 1 is a digit, or D, underscore address underscore 1, where 1 is made up of letters? The invalid Python variable name, or identifier, is A, 1 address. Python variable names may be made up of letters, numbers, and the underscore, but they may not begin with a number. You also may not use a Python keyword as a variable name. Question 4. This small block of code obtains a Fahrenheit temperature from the user and then converts it to Celsius, but the line obtaining the Fahrenheit temperature is missing. #, convert Fahrenheit temperature to Celsius, missing line, Celsius equals, open paren, Fahrenheit minus 32, close paren, asterisk, 5/9. Which line of code will correctly obtain the Fahrenheit temperature? Is it A, float, open paren, input, open paren, open quote, temperature, close quote, close paren, B, Celsius equals input, open paren, open quote, temperature, close quote, close paren, C, Fahrenheit equals input, open paren, float, open paren, open quote, temperature, close quote, close paren, or D, Fahrenheit equals float, open paren, input, open paren, open quote, temperature, close quote, close paren. The correct code for obtaining a Fahrenheit temperature from the user is D, Fahrenheit equals float input temperature. The argument to the input statement is the prompt. The input function returns a string, which is then converted to a float by float. That must be stored in the variable Fahrenheit for the next line of code to be able to use and convert it. Question 5. Which calculation is going to happen first in this Python math expression? x/2 plus y asterisk 10 asterisk asterisk 2. Is it A, 10 asterisk asterisk 2, B, y asterisk 10, C, 2 plus y, or D, x/2? The first calculation in this expression will be A, 10 asterisk asterisk 2. In Python, this is an exponentiation, and according to PEMDAS, exponentiation happens before division, addition, and multiplication. Question 6. What is the correct way to take the square root of the integer variable x in Python, assuming that we have already imported the math library with the statement import math? Is it A, x asterisk asterisk 2, B, sqrt open paren x comma 2 close paren, C, math.sqrt open paren x comma 2 close paren, or D, math.sqrt open paren x close paren? The correct way to take the square root of a variable x in Python is D, math.sqrt open paren x close paren. The square root function takes only one argument, the expression to take the root of. Note that you can use exponentiation to take a square root, but you'd write x asterisk asterisk 0.5. Question 7. What data type is returned by the input function? Is it A, string, or str, B, integer, or int, C, float, or D, it depends on the type of data input by the user? The answer is A, string. The input statement always returns a string in Python 3, which is why we often cast or convert it to a numeric type if we're expecting the user to type a number. Question 8. What will be printed by the following code? Print open paren, open quote, hello, close quote, plus, open quote, world, close quote, close paren. Is it A, hello world, B, hello world, all one word, C, hello and world on two separate lines, or D, you can't add two strings, this is an error? The statement will print B, hello world, all one word. The plus operator, when applied to two string arguments, will concatenate or append them together. It does not supply any additional spaces, so if you want space between the words, you must include it in one of the strings being concatenated. Question 9. What will be printed by this code? I'm going to show it both as an f string and with the string format method. The answer is the same for both. Import math, print open paren f open quote, pi is open curly brace math.pi colon 0.5f close curly brace close quote close paren, or print open paren open quote, pi is open curly brace colon 0.5f close curly brace close quote, format open paren math.pi close paren close paren. Is it A, pi is 5, B, pi is math.pi, C, pi is 3.14159, or D, this is an error? The format string will print C, pi is 3.14159. This code formats a floating point expression to 5 decimal places, the 0.5 between the colon and F. Question 10. Which symbol do you use to write a single line comment in Python? Is it A, a quote, B, 3 quotes, C, a forward slash, or D, a pound sign? To write a comment in Python, in program documentation that is ignored by the Python interpreter, you use D, a pound sign. You might call it a hashtag or number sign. You can write a multi-line documentation string starting and ending with 3 quotes, but that is not technically a comment, as the Python interpreter does not ignore it. How are you doing so far? Comment your score on the first 10 questions below. Now we're going to have 10 slightly trickier questions on the same topics. These questions are worth 2 points each. Ready? Question 11. What will be the value of x after this code runs? X equals 10, x equals x plus 5. Is it A, 10, B, 5, C, 15, or D, this causes an error? The value in X after the code is C, 15. In an assignment statement, the right-hand side is evaluated first using the current value of X. The result of that expression is then assigned back to X. Question 12. In Python 3, what is the data type of result after this code runs? Result equals 7/2. Is it A, int, B, float, C, string, or D? There's no way to know. The data type of result after the division is B, float. In Python 3, the / operator always performs a floating point division. If you've learned another language first, like C, Java, or even Python 2, you might find this surprising. Question 13. What is the value in R after the following code executes? R equals 4%5. Is it A, 4, B, 5, C, 0, or D, -1? This is a question I've gotten up to 6 different answers to when I've asked it in class. What is the result of 4 mod 5? What is the remainder of the integer division 4 divided by 5? Or, another way to phrase it, what is left in the 4 after you've taken as many whole 5s out as you can? You can take 0 whole 5s out, so the answer is A, 4. The entire 4 is left because you cannot take any 5s out. Question 14. Which line of code will cause a runtime error? Is it A, x equals int, open paren, open quote, 42, close quote, close paren? B, x equals float, open paren, open quote, 3.14, close quote, close paren? C, x equals int, open paren, open quote, 3.14, close quote, close paren? Or D, x equals str, open paren, 100, close paren? The line C, x equals int, open paren, open quote, 3.14, close quote, close paren, will cause an error because the string 3.14 does not represent a valid integer literal. Question 15. Which of the following valid variable names follows Python naming conventions? Is it A, total score, uppercase T, uppercase S, all one word? B, total dash score? C, total underscore score? Or D, total score, lowercase t, uppercase s, all one word? The variable name that follows Python conventions is C, total underscore score. In Python, the naming convention for variables is to use snake case for a multi-word name, lowercase words separated by an underscore. Question 16. What will this code print? X equals open quote 5, close quote. Y equals 2. Print open paren x asterisk y, close paren. Is it A, 7, B, 10, C, 55, or D, this is an error? That code will print 55. In Python, multiplying a string by an integer will repeat or append the string together, integer number of times. Question 17. How do I convert the following mathematical expression to a Python expression? Radical and under the radical, a squared plus b squared. Assume we have imported the math library with import math. Is it A, math.sqrt, open paren a asterisk asterisk 2 plus b asterisk asterisk 2, close paren? B, math.sqrt, open paren a asterisk asterisk 2, comma b asterisk asterisk 2, close paren? C, math.pow, open paren a asterisk a plus b asterisk b, comma 2, close paren? Or D, math.pow, open paren, a asterisk a, comma, b asterisk b, comma, 0.5, close paren. We can convert that expression to Python with a, math.sqrt, open paren, a asterisk asterisk 2 plus b asterisk asterisk 2, close paren. The expression being passed to math.square root will be evaluated before we pass it, which is exactly what we want, the square root of the sum of a squared plus b squared. Note that we could get a squared by multiplying a times a, and we could get the square root by passing the sum of a squared and b squared to math.pow and raising it to the 0.5 power. But choices C and D are in some other way incorrect. Question 18. Which expression correctly rounds a floating point number x to 2 decimal places when printing? A, print, open paren, x colon 0.2f, close paren. B, print, open paren, open quote, open curly brace, x colon 0.2f, close curly brace, close quote, close paren. C, print, open paren, f, open quote, open curly brace, x colon 0.2f, close curly brace, close quote, close paren. Or D, print, open paren, round, open paren, x, comma, open quote, 0.2, close quote, close paren, close paren. The correct code for formatting x to 2 decimal places is C, print, open paren, f, open quote, open curly brace, x colon 0.2f, close curly brace, close quote, close paren. This is a proper f string with a format specifier. Question 19. Select the best response from below about the following Python code. X colon float. A. Python uses this to set aside the correct amount of memory for x. B. Python uses this to check that x is used as a float in all code that follows. C. Python stores this in a variable called underscore underscore annotations underscore underscore. Or D. Python converts x into a float when this executes. X colon float is a variable annotation. Python stores it in a variable called underscore underscore annotations underscore underscore, but it does nothing else with the information. Therefore, C is the correct answer. Question 20. Assume x is an integer and choose the most accurate statement about these 3 expressions in Python. 5 open paren x close paren, 5 asterisk x, 5x. A. All 3 expressions multiply x by 5. B. Only the first 2 expressions multiply x by 5. C. Only the second expression multiplies x by 5. D. None of the expressions multiply x by 5. The only expression that multiplies x by 5 is 5 asterisk x, so the answer is C. In Python, the only way you can communicate multiplication is with the asterisk. Let's have a bonus question. This one is worth 5 points. In the following Python program, one line of code is causing a type error to be thrown. Which line is it? X equals input, open paren, open quote, enter a number, close quote, close paren. Y equals x times 5, z equals y divided by 10, print, open paren, open quote, the result is, close quote, plus y, close paren. Is it A, x equals input, enter a number, B, y equals x times 5, C, z equals y divided by 10, or D, print, the result is, plus y? This is a very tricky bonus question and well worth 5 points if you got it right. In the first line of code, we ask the user for a number and read one in with the input statement, but we do not convert it to a numeric type. So the value stored in x will be a string. In the second line, we multiply that string by 5. Recall from an earlier question that this is a valid operation and will concatenate whatever string is in X together 5 times, storing the result in Y. So Y is also a string. The third line will cause a runtime exception, a type error, because although we can multiply a string, we can't divide a string. Therefore, the correct answer is C. The exact type error is unsupported operand types for /:, str, and int. The final line would not be a problem if the program hadn't already crashed, because we are concatenating a string, the result is, with another string, whatever is in Y. If Y were actually an integer, this would throw a type error, can only concatenate string, not int, to string. How'd you do on the quiz? Comment your score below and ask follow-up questions to anything that doesn't make sense. I'll answer questions asked in the first week the video is live and others if I'm able. As always, have fun and keep coding.